Here we are in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, with Chris, Mara, and Rodney, who have consented, after much annoyance, to do an interview with me. Chris, Mara, and Rodney are going to be in the new movie that's not even in production yet, Night of the Living Dead 2012. Total awesomeness. Chris, what are you going to be playing in the movie?
I will be a gas station ghoul.
Any idea what you're going to be doing other than eating brain?
I'll be eating a lot more than brains. Probably busting a couple windows too, but can't go too far into that.
And Mara,
Yes.
what part are you playing?
From what I know, I'm a new character that wasn't in the original. They call it the Bride Ghoul, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some sort of distressed wedding garment on. And I'll be attacking some hopeless victim. Helpless and hopeless victim.
Excellent. And Rodney,
Yes, sir.
what part are you going to be playing?
None other than the cemetery ghoul.
Awesome.
Yes.
Right on.
So this is going to be a remake of the original then?
Correct.
Yes.
With a few wonderful new characters
with a new twist
tossed
to it.
in.
Many.
Very cool. Can you, where's it going to be filmed?
In Virginia.
Yeah. What part of Virginia?
Virginia area.
From what we know, it's Virginia.
In a disclosed location.
In a undisclosed location.
Yeah.
I must have heard that wrong.
Whatever.
When will you be shooting?
Sometime in August this year.
August of this year.
Very cool.
And they've actually already started filming the teaser trailer.
Yeah.
And it'll be out sometime next month. And then they'll start filming for a full trailer, which will be out toward the end of next month.
Very cool.
Looking forward to it.
And then they'll actually start filming for the full movie around July and August.
Any idea? Who's the producer?
Matt Cloud is the director.
Director.
Pretty sure.
And producer?
This is Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
But not
But not that Will Smith.
not that one.
Not the Bel Air
The
one.
other Will Smith.
Right.
Who also fought zombies.
Very cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. And where can we find more information out about the movie?
So Facebook, Night of the Living Dead 2012 on Facebook. Just look that up. We'll have pictures, information.
Facebook.com/NOTLD
Yeah.
2012.
And is there also another site, Indiegogo perhaps?
Yes.
Yes.
Gotta give the plug for it.
Yeah, go to Indiegogo.com. Look for Night of the Living Dead 2012.
Excellent.
Support us, we're hungry.
Yeah.
So Rodney, what other movies have you been in?
All Pass, remake of Footloose, The Walking Dead, of course.
Yeah.
There's a few more. Betty White, Jennifer Love Hewitt was in their movie, Lost Valentine.
Very cool.
It's also in one of the Tyler Perry movies, Mama Dia,
Very cool.
which is awesome. Done a few indie films. There's one that will be out, say, about a month and a half, called The Underline. You can find that on Facebook. Just search in the search bar, The Underline. Also done a movie that'll be out sometime later this summer. It's called Revelation Trail. We all three were in that.
That was spectacular.
Tell me about that, if you can.
It's going to kick ass.
Yes,
It
it
is
is.
definitely gonna-
1800s themed zombie movie, and it's going to be glorious. Get authentic firearms, close to period accurate clothing. Oh, it was great. It was a lot
Very
of fun.
cool.
Very much looking forward.
And who is that directed by?
John Gibson.
John Gibson.
Mr. John Gibson.
He's wonderful. He's wonderful. He had a good crew too. He had a lot of fun.
Where was that filmed?
Up in Illinois, well, our part was filmed in Illinois, and I think other parts were filming
Metropolis,
Illinois, and
Metropolis,
Kentucky.
Illinois?
They're
Was it
Superman
Kentucky?
country.
As well.
Some of it was filmed
Some of it was also filmed in
Paducah
Kentucky.
area, I think.
Yeah,
Really? Very cool.
yeah. Looking forward to
I
it.
think there's a convention over there, a comic convention or anime convention in a few months in Metropolis. Are you guys going to that too?
Not sure.
Yeah, not sure yet.
Not sure. We're gonna start frequenting more conventions, hopefully, if some things pan out. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, and Mara, don't I remember that you were at Night of the Living, or Days of the Dead in Indianapolis?
Yes, yes. That was my first horror convention, trying to bring back the classic horror element, the glamorous and spooky look, rather than just the typical modern scream queen approach to horror. And I won second place at the costume contest.
You were gorgeous.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
And you
It was
can
a lot of
actually,
fun.
and there are pictures of you on the Weird Review
I'm gonna have to
in
see
the
this.
gallery.
I did not know
gorgeous,
that.
too, but in a different.
When I write this up, I'll link to that so you can
Thanks.
find the
Wonderful.
pictures.
Thank you.
So what other roles have you played, Mara?
Well, thank you, Chris Pisano, for helping me get started in all of this. I love new and creative endeavors, so I was actually able to do an extra role in the movie Razor Days. It's a cannibal movie. I get killed by him. I was also in Postmortem America as two different types of zombies, and that was a lot of fun too.
A whole different zombie.
And then I did Revelation Trail.
Give a shout out to Cameron Scott.
Cameron Scott, who did Postmortem America.
Very cool.
And
2021. Postmortem America 2021.
Mike Watt and Amy Lindbergh.
There you go, Walking Dead.
Razor Days.
Razor Days.
Yeah.
And that's
Walking Dead and the Underline.
starring Debbie Rochon.
Yeah, you're not into that, are you?
Oh, very cool.
So,
It's all good.
it's going to be an excellent film. Too.
There's an article about it on Fangoria Online. So yeah, check that out.
Excellent.
Yeah, so far it's been a wonderful experience. I'm really looking forward to Revelation Trail though, mainly because of the time period. I love anything having to do with the 1800s, so it was great.
Now, do I remember right? Are you also a model?
Yes, I do modeling. Not really big, it's more underground,
Have some more of your
avant-garde. Basically anything to expand my portfolio, I
much
really
for coming
enjoy.
here.
The more ethereal and surreal, the better. Snacks.
Candy breaks, brains.
Not only do zombies like brain.
Dum
Yeah, they also
dum.
like,
like dum-dums.
lollipops too.
Do you have a Model Mayhem or One Model Place account?
I do.
Would you want people to know that if they're looking you up?
Mara Misanthropy is my Facebook name, my modeling alias.
Mike Holman just walked past.
Creepy people
Scary.
arriving. But yeah, just look up, just try to find Mara Misanthropy. It might be out there for the public.
Excellent. And what about you, Chris? What have you been in?
We've been in a lot of the same movies together. I think we've been in all of the same movies together. So we're both pretty new to the game. Mainly I do special effects, like gore makeup and stuff like that. And
You've been
speaking
doing
of
that for quite some time though.
yes, and from working at different haunted house, attraction locations and stuff
Using
like that.
mostly Dick Smith techniques.
Yes.
What haunted houses have you worked at?
Let's see. Disturbia.
Disturbia! Check it out.
We both work at
Where's that?
Huntsville, Alabama.
Disturbia Haunted Attraction, Huntsville, Alabama, also has a Facebook page. It's a lot of fun.
Do makeup for that place as well. And
To be naughty.
speaking of makeup, go back to Revelation Trail. Myself and Dan here,
Who's off camera at the moment?
who needs to be back here.
There we go.
We both helped BAM Effects,
How the hell are
which
you?
is a guy named Bud Strauss's company.
But Strauss is incredible
Band
as well.
Effects?
Yeah.
BAM. Yeah, BAM effects.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure where they were located out of Ohio, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It was a lot of fun. He did my makeup. It was subtle and incredible at the same time.
Very cool.
Very good.
Oh yeah. Anyway, I jumped on board with that. Helped these guys out. Had a wonderful time making
And
it.
are you're not in the Night of the Living Dead 2012?
Not yet. My interest is beginning to peak because I've been kind of keeping a distant eye on that one. But the more I hear about it, I'm getting interested in what's going on with that. I think there seems to be a lot of support. They're pulling in like some of the original actors, right? You know, and apparently this,
right.
according to Chris here, the next thing on the plate is an interview article in Fangoria with George Romero.
Yes.
That's kind of personally what I've been waiting to see. I have a lot of mixed feelings about remakes. Although one of my favorites of all time is Remake, The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. So, you know, it's like I said, it's mixed. But knowing that George Romero actually is putting his own weight behind this, if not financially, then at least, you know, material, like mental support, conceptual support, that changes the game a lot for me, and I think a lot of fans. So that's interesting to see, and I would definitely like to talk to the people behind it and see what's going on.
Excellent. So before you weren't here at the outset. What was your name again, sir?
My name is Daniel Mezakowski.
And what is it you're in right now?
I do the same thing here as Chris. I do effects and a bit of acting, that kind of thing. I've been doing it for a while. Chris and I are starting to work together a bit more. Again, like I said when I was pulled back here, the Revelation Trail, I got on board with these two to help out on the effects with that. And we appeared. We were in. You know, we each had our scene there, did our own makeup, and did that kind of thing.
I thought you were in the Revelation Trail.
Right. Yeah. And Razor Days, which we did last year.
Very cool.
Which was kind of a fluke, really, because Chris made the knives. He started with like the bone handle knives or something for that.
Very cool.
The prop construction for that. And you help me out here. You and Morrow were just going up to just kind of be on set, right? Is that?
They had plans.
We actually had a part.
But they didn't tell me until actually getting so it was basically just walked in and surprised I had that part, and I got pretty decent.
I was actually just getting to know these two, and so he said, well, you know, we're going up to Pennsylvania for this shoot, so jump on board and just come hang out. And in the meantime, I'd come to find out that that part of the production team were some of my old friends from my New York days. I had lived in New York for 10 years, worked on some films up there.
Very cool.
So Alan Rowe Kelly, who heads up Southpaw Pictures, he was producing. Bart Mastronati was the DP of that. I know these guys from New York, so I was just going up there to say hi to some friends, and so again, like Chris said, it was just like pop in and say hey, surprise. And it turned out that Mike, the director, had these characters that he couldn't quite find anybody to fill the space up. He was ready to write them out, and then when we were on set, he was like, hey, you want to be in? And so we ended up being cast as this cannibal family. These three guys that hang out and do their thing. I don't want to give too much away, but basically they're murderers and cannibals, and it's a revenge story with Debbie Rochon and the names aren't coming to me right now. Help me out with the other girls. Amy Lynn Best,
Bet Cassette.
Bet Cassette, and Debbie Rochon, and it looks pretty cool too. So that was a lot of fun.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. You mentioned Mike and Amy. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was off eating. That's trying to get my brain together.
We were brothers in the film too.
Yeah, we were brothers.
Literally,
yeah,
blood brothers. I was.
But no, my background in film. It goes back a bit, but I think most substantially when like I said, I lived up in New York. I did some work for Larry Fessenden's Glass Eye Picks outfit. Worked on several features up there with those guys. Directors like Ty West and James McKinney and Jeremiah Kipp, who's a good director.
Excellent.
So, yeah, just it's all who you meet, who you get to know, and
Right.
just building the family, I guess, is what it's all about.
So, let me wind up the interview by just giving you each an opportunity to tell me something interesting that maybe your fans might not know about something you've done, your background.
You have fans?
I'm sure you will if you don't have by now. How about Chris? Chris, tell me something interesting that your folks out there might not know about you, or something you've done.
I had to mention it.
I mean, there's got to be interesting things that happen on the sets of these movies.
If we're going to keep it on that level, then yeah.
If you'd like,
You can't make this stuff up. Yeah.
I can't make you tell me those fun things.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank on that. You go first.
What happens in zombie makeup stays in zombie makeup.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
You like turtles?
I like turtles.
I'm telling
We
Toby.
like turtles.
I would say the best thing that happened on the set of The Walking Dead was getting to eat lunch and dinner with the main cast of The Walking Dead in my full zombie makeup. Just walk up to their table and sit down. And they look at you like you're just fucking crazy.
They're thoroughly disturbed
Especially
by
the
this.
first day I had on set, what they fed us was spaghetti. So I'm sitting there full zombied out, eating spaghetti. And they're looking at me. So that was pretty cool.
Sucking.
A weird moment for everybody. You know, when the undead sits down with you with a
You'd think they'd be used to that.
nasty ass spaghetti.
Thank you, caterers, for the nasty spaghetti.
It was awesome. That's just one of many, but
Ravioli with brain.
right, that's just one of many cool stories, but that's the only one I'm telling right now.
Okay. What about you, Mara?
Unrevealing. Oh, in reference to movies, like I said, Revelation Trail, strictly because of the time period that it was set in. Like I said, just have an affinity for westerns, but more like the Clint Eastwood westerns. Not a big fan of John Wayne. It's gonna offend some people.
Hello.
But it's like, yeah, if Clint Eastwood were fighting zombies.
Very cool. Like Jonah Hex.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I was trying to remember that name earlier. I love Jonah Hex.
Yes. Yeah. But aside from that, no, my life isn't that interesting.
Understood. Mine is. What about you, sir? Anything interesting you'd like to add?
I think immediately what comes to mind, if I can hopefully make it concise, is from the standpoint of an effects artist. I think, and a lot of fans I think would relate to this one pretty well. Is when I started out, Tom Savini was like the big name for effects. I took a lot of my inspiration from his work and just sort of looked up to him as the example of what I wanted to do and how. An unmentionable number of years later, I get the opportunity to work on a film with Savini, and it's still coming up. It's still in post, but it's called The Sadist.
The Sadist.
Sadist, and he was cast as the bad guy. He's the villain in the film, and I was hired to do the effects. So here I was going to be doing effects work with and perhaps on
Tom Savini.
Tom Savini. So my inner 15-year-old was just jumping for joy.
Brings out the inner geek in you.
Exactly, and the outer. But now, and that one again, I mentioned the name Jeremiah Kipp. He was the director of that. Tom Savini comes with a reputation already.
Oh yeah.
Sort of split. Some people say he's great. Other people say he was mean to me or whatever. And I think it depends upon how you meet him, in what context. And we found out how that works when we were on set. Because he came in just sort of all business. He sort of rolled in just like he was just gonna show these young punks how it's done and get paid and go. He even admitted this, so I'm not putting words in his mouth. But and when on the first day, he just sort of had that go ahead,
Business
barrel
attitude.
through it, business attitude. Until Jeremiah and then Dominic Civilli, the DP, they had the opportunity to take him aside and show him some footage of what they'd shot. And Dominic's wonderful for such a young guy. He's a brilliant cinematographer, and Jeremiah's a great director. So the scene, whatever it was that they showed him, just blew his mind because it was so beautifully done. And literally, I was standing at a distance, but I could see a weight lift off his shoulders, and he was like, "Oh, guys, thank you for showing me this," because so many of these horror films, independent horror films, look like they were shot in the bathroom with a flashlight. They're unwatchable.
Right.
This shows me that you guys know what you're doing. And after that moment, he was just absolutely on board. He was so enthusiastic, so nice, so generous with his input, but he wasn't going to step on any toes. You know, the team player turned on, and he was just part of the crew, and it was great. It was great to just hang with him, and I wish I'd had more opportunity. I was busy building effects the whole time, so I didn't get to hear his campfire stories, which would have been a wonderful thing. But it was great just working with him and getting to see a little bit of both of those characters that he's known for, those personalities.
Both sides.
But the majority of it being the good Savini, you know.
Right.
So that's my story, and I think that touches on a
Very
lot
cool.
of bases.
Very cool. So basically, once he saw that he wasn't just getting paid, he was going to be doing something he'd be proud of.
I certainly hope so. I mean, the film has yet to be released still, and one never knows what happens between the wrap and the release. But everybody that was on board was.
Could you repeat that last part?
Okay. No,
my camera cut off.
Okay. No, it's like whoever wasn't already coming with some seasoned know-how was picking it up pretty quick on the set and falling into place, and so there was a lot of cooperation going on set, and I really do hope that translates into the final.
Excellent. So, Chris, is there any final word you have for us?
You can cut that out.
Besides also doing effects and movies with my friends and my girlfriend here.
You two are boyfriend and girlfriend? Coolness.
Well, I
Lucky
didn't know
man.
that. I thought we were.
Yeah, we got to work on this disclosing things for the public.
Keep it in the
Communication break.
I'm also a drummer and a touring musician, and I currently have 3 bands.
Really?
Two of them.
Apparently you
Mara
have
and I
3.
Mara plays keyboards, and I play drums for Bloodstained Dusk, which I started in 1999, founder of the band, and kept that going until 2008. Did 2 full U.S. tours. Have 2 other bands, Wormreich. All of these, by the way, are black metal bands. And another band called Nirguna, which is yet another project that Mara and I are in. Same instruments.
Very cool. Are you a cover band or you do your own stuff?
No, it's all
Totally
originals. All
Excellent.
originals. We've thought about maybe throwing a couple covers in the mix just to add for live purposes or for encores or something like that. But probably within the next few months, since we're still fairly new to joining the bands. The bands were already established, but we were put into the mix, I guess you can say.
Very cool.
Still learning the material. We'll be stage ready probably within a couple months.
Excellent.
And hoping to, if everything works right, get to intern for a few different makeup artists. One would be Toby Sells, who runs Creature Effects in Atlanta, Georgia, a good friend of mine, and another friend, Linda Cameraman, who runs Effects Studios and Design in Huntsville, Alabama, who she mentored under, the god Dick Smith.
Wonderful.
That's what I'm hoping for, and to, the biggest goal I have now is to get on The Walking Dead with my friend Rodney here and others that I know from the show. So we'll wait to see how that pans out.
Wonderful. Very cool. Thank you guys and lovely lady for taking the time to. He keeps wanting to bite you. I mean, I don't blame him. But
It happens.
And from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, this is the Weird Review and some wonderful zombies.
Take care.
Scary.